Mizu Yokan is one of my favorite traditional Japanese summer desserts. Sweet red bean paste meets silky kanten jelly, creating a melting mouth treat that is both rich and refreshing. For a printable version of this recipe, visit my website, just Google Mizu Yokan space Sudachi to find me. We're going to start with a small pan and add 2 grams of kanten powder. This plant-based setting agent is used to make many Japanese jelly desserts. I usually use the powdered form that comes in these 4-gram sachets, so you will need half a sachet for this recipe. Next, we're adding 15 grams of sugar and we're gonna give it a mix. The purpose of the sugar here is to help stop the kanten from clumping together. I used light brown sugar, but white sugar is also fine. Next, add 500 milliliters of cold water and whisk it together. Typically, it is recommended to use 4 grams of kanten powder for every 500 milliliters of water, but I wanted to make an extra soft and delicate Mizu Yokan, so I used less kanten. Place the pan on the stove and bring it to a boil over medium heat while stirring continuously. I use a spatula and mix gently while scraping the bottom of the pan. This is going to prevent a jelly layer forming on the bottom, which can cause lumps if not taken care of. I also recommend a spatula because we don't want to create foam or air bubbles. The continuous mixing also stops it from boiling over. Once it starts bubbling, set a timer for 2 minutes. Kanten is not like gelatin, it needs to be boiled to activate the setting properties. If you don't let it boil, then it's not going to set. Also, make sure to keep mixing here. Again, we don't want a jelly layer forming at the bottom of the pan. Once it's been boiling for 2 minutes, reduce the heat to the lowest setting and then add 400 grams of smooth red bean paste we call koshian. We're adding it 1/4 at a time to make sure it's thoroughly incorporated into the kanten mixture. The gentle heat will melt the koshian, making it silky and smooth without any lumps. It's also important to mix gently. Vigorous mixing will create unwanted air bubbles. I used store-bought koshian today, but if you're looking for a challenge, feel free to check out my homemade koshian recipe on my blog. All the links to relevant recipes are in the description. Once all of the red bean paste is incorporated, add a pinch of salt, give a mix, and then take it off the heat. We're going to place the base of the pan in a pot of cold water and continue to mix. This will release some of the heat. This is not only to speed up the cooling, but it's also to help keep the red bean paste suspended in the jelly. If you take it from the heat and pour it straight into the mold, you might find that the red bean paste sinks and leaves a clear layer on top. Once it's cooled slightly and there's not too much steam coming out, pour it into the mold. I'm using a traditional Japanese kanten jelly mold called a nagashikan. This one is 13.5 by 15 centimeters, which is about 5.3 by 5.9 inches. If you can't get one, a cake pan with a removable base can work. Just make sure to wrap it with foil at the bottom to prevent leaks. And of course, if you want to take a more fun route, you can use any shape jelly mold you like. Just make sure it's heat-proof, since we're pouring the mixture in while it's still hot. If there are any bubbles, use a spoon to scoop them out. Now we just leave that to cool to room temperature, and once it's there, cover it and carefully place it in the fridge until it's chilled to your liking. Kanten sets really fast within an hour or so, but Mizu Yokan tastes better cold, so I like to give it 2 hours. After it's completely chilled, take it out of the fridge and pull it out of the mold. I'm just going to carefully slide it onto a cutting board. It's so satisfying. This Mizu Yokan recipe is really delicate, so be careful not to break it. It's so shiny and smooth on top. It came out beautifully. Next, I'm going to cut it into rectangles, which is pretty traditional for yokan. Use a large knife and cut it into thick pieces so that it doesn't fall over. This recipe makes about 8 servings and you can store them in the fridge for 2 or 3 days. And that's it. Beautifully glossy and silky homemade Mizu Yokan, the perfect rich yet refreshing jelly dessert for summer. Want even more delicious recipes? Grab my free cookbook from the link in the description. Okay, let's go over the ingredients one more time. And if you're ready to cook, grab the written instructions by clicking the full recipe box with a picture that's about to pop up on your screen. Here we go, the link to the full recipe is on the screen for you now, and if you want to watch more similar videos, don't miss my dessert playlist popping up on your screen as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.